and TV show recaps. We review and read them too, as long as they're Black, Brian and Lamar hosting the show. Remain unbiased in case you don't know. Now you know. The number one show is out to the imagination. If you don't know, now you know.
Disclaimer: no matter if we liked your movie, liked your show, or hated the show, or hated your movie, doesn't matter. We respect you, shout outs to you, and we support you. And we try to get everybody else to support you like we support you. Black on Black Prime, we stand on what we say, though.
And just like always, if you didn't ask for our opinion, we didn't ask you to listen to it. So, sorry.
Click and turn it off. Yo,
What up?
we are back with the final episode, sadly.
Yeah,
Like-
man. Had to come to an end. I'm like, my mom was asking me, she was like, it's going to be a second season? I was like, no, it's a true story. It's over.
They can't possibly make a second season.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense.
It wouldn't. Man, I hate to see the series come to a close. I'm still, if I got one bad takeaway still, I just hated seeing Clifton Powell play that role. I feel like he was wasted.
Mhm.
That's my only problem with this shit. Like, that man's acting skills is too good for him to play Mushmouth. Way too good for him to play Mushmouth.
Yeah. He don't, his character didn't really mean nothing to the story. He was just another part of the firm, pretty much. It was just it's like a side cameo kind of character. I felt like he could have played somebody that was more like you saw most of the time.
Right.
I think we talked about it, like how we saw David Banner. He could have played David Banner.
Yeah, they could have literally switched that, and that's like, again, that's not saying David Banner did bad, but Clifton Powell or David Banner,
Yeah.
I think David Banner would be like, yeah, make more sense. But I mean, it is what it is. Other than that, man, this series is fucking fantastic. The finale was fantastic. It's funny because I forgot it was the finale. I literally forgot it. I thought I was watching the second to last episode, but I think I was mixing this and
Reasonable Doubt.
Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah.
So let Brian break it down. I ain't gonna cut him off, y'all. I'm not.
You break his shit down. No, just
My hands up. Look, I got my hands up.
I do have a take though. It's not even a breakdown before we even get to a breakdown. Like I was a little upset at the finale though, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not saying that it was bad because like the writing is great, right? You know what I mean? The full story up until the finale, I felt like they did a really good job. I have to realize that this is a true story, so they can't do anything to change it. It's just like, this is how it ended. This is what happened or whatever, right?
Right.
And I might just be stuck on bad things happening for a finale to be a good one. That might be, you know, in my head. But I was looking at it like, oh, like once it was like going towards the ending and how everything kind of transpired, I don't know, it felt a little lackluster to me. And maybe because that's the truth sometimes can be lackluster. You know what I mean? It ain't always gonna end in an explosion. It ain't gonna always end in the, you know, somebody dying or a twist. It's just like, hey, brother, here you go. It's reality.
I don't so once I figured out like, oh, this is a finale, I feel like you might be right. I feel like once I realized it was finale, I was so stuck on this is going to be the last episode that I wasn't able to attach emotionally to what was going on. And in hindsight, I think it's like you said. I feel like they took the true story, they wrote so much dope shit
Mm-hmm.
all the way up to this point. Then it was just like, well, we can't. They probably had a different idea for the ending, but like, we can't
Yeah.
do that. We got to stick to what actually happened at the ending. So
Right.
I think that's where we got the lackluster feeling,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's so he just became a pastor. I mean, like it almost seemed like that ending didn't fit with what we saw.
Mm.
It's like it was like two worlds. It was like all this shit's happening, like the mind games, everything is playing out, and then but this is really what happened at the end. It
Yeah.
so I think I feel you on that, and it's like I said in the moment, I was so stuck on the fact like, oh shit, this is it,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's still dope, but I feel you. I feel like I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't satisfied after the big bust.
Right. And I'm not saying it didn't make sense because,
Mhm.
but it was a lot of like, all right, let's go back. Okay. Samuel's character Frank did talk to what's his name about what was going to happen. Like, I feel like I already knew he knew what was happening from the jump because once Terrence Howard is a bad liar, or
Yeah,
in this, his character's a bad liar. I don't know him in
yeah,
person.
yeah,
He's a bad liar. So, Frank is too smart for that. Like he knew what was going on. Like when they had that first meeting, like this nigga full of shit.
yeah. You can see it. You can see it
Yeah.
because the way he was looking at Lamar when he got the phone call, they was both looking like, the fuck are you talking about?
Right. So the back and forth, the diner switcheroo. I thought it was dope, the little diner switcheroo, how they put it together, but it was also kind of like I think that was the only twist, right? Like it went from the diner switcheroo to when they got caught, and then Lamar comes over there and just what happened to everybody that was there? I feel like he got Terrence Howard not out of handcuffs, but out of the police car. There's a lot of
Uh,
shooting going on, but I realized that Don Cheadle's character, the detective, he's not a part of the police force, so he didn't have no backup. It was just like a couple of niggas, you know what I mean? What no,
yeah,
like most of the people that were working were civilians.
right.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
But
yeah, he had backup because those cops were kind of like working rogue with him.
right, but there was only two of them dudes, and then they had two of them dudes, and then his the other black partner, the new detective, the young detective.
Yeah,
We had
yeah,
those four cops, and whatever it was, I guess the civilians would just fail back when it came to that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I didn't like the fact that Lamar's character came in there. His name is Lamar, right? Big guy.
yeah, yeah,
He came in there without knowing. Well, he did know actually because Frank told him properly. Frank told him it was like, yo, that nigga ain't even a cop no more, so you're not gonna have
yeah.
backup. Even though they probably didn't say that, I guess
Mhm.
going back to it, that Lamar knew because going into thinking about it, I'm like, how would he know to go in there and ain't no cops gonna be there if he know it's a switcheroo or a bus, some type of bus.
So okay, so I don't think they knew. I don't think Frank and them knew about the restaurant setup. I think that part he didn't know about.
So he just went in there, just
He went in there on some he probably sent that like follow that nigga. Like follow
mm,
him, see where the fuck he's going. Because he was real suspicious after the phone call. Like I say, it
yeah,
was they was both looking like and that nigga was like, yeah, tell your mama like wish your mama her best. But it was like he could tell he was full of shit. So I think that was more like a follow him.
got you, got
Because the whole thing was Frank knew Terrence Howard was trying to set him up. Remember, he was like, I knew about the little meeting he had with the organization or whatever they was calling it,
you. Firm.
the firm. He was like, I knew about Terrence Howard's meeting with the firm. So I don't even think he knew about the cop shit that was going down. He just knew that Terrence Howard was full of shit.
So why do you think he tried to save Terrence Howard? Because he wanted to kill him himself?
He wanted him to confess because it was like, did you hear what he told Kevin Hart? He was like, I can't kill that motherfucker because I don't want to start no war. He said it's gonna be a war. I ain't got time for no fucking war. So he knows I can't just kill him, but
Yeah,
it's like he wanted him to expose himself in front of the firm because he already had the firm thinking a certain way. That's why he was like, I have to move smart because I don't want no war, but I want him exposed.
yeah, yeah.
That was his whole thing. But I don't think they knew about the cop involvement. Like
Okay.
Don Cheadle that wasn't a factor at that time.
Because even though it was a good plan, it was just like it just seemed like it was a little bit too. I don't know. They just handed it to us like, all right, he gonna go in here and just take everybody out, take Terrence Howard and dip. Like, wait a minute, like what happened to the, you know what I mean? Everybody that was there. What happened to the whole restaurant? What happened to the other cops? But You
Yeah,
know,
the cops. I don't even think the cops were supposed to be a problem. Like it was just supposed to be him following him to see what the fuck was going on.
yeah, yeah. They got rid of they got rid of too many good characters and kept the bad ones alive. I feel like so it's just like you get rid of Mac, you get rid of Willie Black, get rid of Baby Ray, all of these really good characters that I feel like could have survived to the end
Yeah.
for Terrence Howard and
But
the firm.
but I mean, like you said, there's no continuation of this, so it's like,
Yeah, it is. That's what happened. So I
yeah,
can't.
save him for what? Like it's kind of like save him for part two. Ain't gonna be no part two.
I would have loved for them to. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if this would have probably been a more entertaining as far as the finale goes, fictional story.
Mm,
Yeah, as far as the finale though, because everything else was perfect. I don't have no complaints about episodes 1 through 7. It was just
right.
that reality of 8. It's almost like if that were a fictional story, it's just like, yo, what happened to the writer and the director on that day? Like, did they
Yeah.
call a brand new nigga? Hey, come over here and direct and write the rest of this shit. Have Kevin Hart pop out with an afro, or I mean, with the preacher shit on. I'm like, what happened? How much time passed by?
So I feel like what you're saying. I feel like just continue to lie to us then. Like give us the ending. I wanted the ending where Chicken Man became the big time hustler. Like I think we talked about before. I
Yeah,
wanted that ending. I didn't want him to be a past. Nothing wrong with him being a past if that was the true story.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But I'm in the world of what y'all wrote. I'm
Mm-hmm.
in the world of the shit y'all created because I guarantee, not guarantee, most of the shit was fiction that y'all wrote in this true story.
Yeah.
Except for the cap at the end where it's like, but they lived happily ever after.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only truth I feel like.
Right.
So it's just like, yeah, keep the make believe world. Be inspired by the true story. Don't tell the true story.
Yeah. It just
So damn, I hated the cap off.
because Kevin Hart is he's definitely becoming like more of a good actor versus just a comedian. And I
Mm.
felt like in those last couple of scenes, I was just like, this is kind of shit that would be on his like old movie. Like he's a pastor, just
Yeah.
like, and we and when the Lord said, I'm just like, yeah. uh,
Hey, his when when Frank pointed the gun at him and told him to testify, Kevin
great,
Hart, nigga,
great.
the nigga, I was like, God damn, like the shit he was saying, I was like, nigga, I'm connected to that shit. Like this nigga
Yeah,
is he said I ain't shit. He's like nigga, how you tell God I ain't shit?
yeah,
That shit, boy. So I feel it's like, but they took it was like two separate worlds because that moment right there, he was still him. Like I'm still a hustler. Even when I'm talking to God, I still got the hustler in me, even though I know I ain't shit. I know I fucked up everybody's life.
yeah.
Like he was still that hustle, but then to see him in the church, it was just like I almost wanted to, and I told my wife that I almost wanted him to be the preacher, but then go to the back and be like, "So what numbers you trying to play?"
Mm.
Like
So
I
right,
wanted
right,
the
right.
hustler to still be there, but it was just like, no, he was a preacher until he died. I was like, oh,
Yeah, cold turkey or whatever, man. And I think it might have even been better if they would have cut it off when he went into the house with his wife, and she was like, "You want something to eat?"
I didn't need the wrap up.
Yeah,
I really didn't need the wrap up.
you could have told me he became a preacher in some credits.
Right. Don't even tell me that. I wanted to remember him as Chicken Man who
Yeah,
was
man.
trying, the Chicken Man who was trying to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah,
So I mean that's it, but that's just wishful thinking. Overall, it's still a great fucking series, minus Clifton Powell being underused to me.
yeah.
Hopefully we see. Hopefully because this was supposed to be. Let's do it. I mean, it was supposed to be Uptime Saturday Night with Chadwick. Hopefully, him and Don Cheadle do another one like Bill Cosby and what you call it did.
Mm-hmm.
Like hopefully they keep the same energy to make a different film with the same cast built out the way it was built out. This shit was dope.
Yeah, for sure. Did you have any thoughts on how Taraji's character ended like her like being in the car with Samuel and her pulling the gun out and kind of just going from okay, I used to do this, that, and the other, like to be a prostitute now. She working with Frank.
Right. I mean, she obtained her power, which is dope. Like she came up.
Yeah.
The hustling paid off, and she's gonna continue to hustle, which is kind of what. That's why I wanted Chicken Man to continue to hustle because she just like this hustling is all she knew.
Yeah.
So
I
it,
felt
it
like
was like she became successful in the field of hustling, I guess.
yeah, I felt that I guess that was the ending we wanted for Chicken Man. Taraji's ending.
Yes.
Yeah. It was like, okay, now I work for Frank. I'm working with Frank or whatever. Now we got a legitimate funeral business, but Taraji's there.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, Chicken Man was a hustler, but he wasn't the fuck up the world hustler. Like he wasn't selling drugs. He was running numbers. He wanted to build casinos. He was doing regular street shit, not fucking up nobody's life. So he wasn't a bad hustler. He wasn't he kept saying he was like, yeah, I ain't never robbed from nobody. He was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I took, but I never robbed nobody. It's like he's just a regular street smart dude who was trying to come up
Right.
in a street way, but it wasn't a street way to where it's fucking up nobody's life for real.
Yeah, like I ain't trying to kill nobody. I ain't selling dope.
Yeah, so it's like what. But then again, the true story is the true story. So it's like we damn near can't even argue the points of it.
Yeah.
It's just that the writing was so incredible in between what was true that we wanted the writing to continue. I didn't want to see the director's cut of what they would have done had this not been a true story.
Yeah, if there is one, shit. I know they ain't gonna put it out, but I could even took them taking the whole setup of Terrence Howard at the restaurant because I mean Chicken Man's whole thing was I collect people, I collect people. So
Mm-hmm.
that could have showed, who he was as the hustler or whatever. It's like everything kind of came, full circle. Everybody he's ever used, everybody he's ever like kind of been cool with.
Mm-hmm.
He used that to take down Terrence Howard and Frank. But that would be like rewriting the whole story. But I felt like I could have dealt with that as an ending because that would have been dope seeing them, how they showed him rebuilding the place and
Yeah,
turning on the power and all because he knew an electrician and all of that. I feel like that would have been dope too for an ending, but they would have had to include everybody else.
right. So I didn't know. So I didn't know that he included everybody that he was hustling with.
Mm-hmm.
I only knew uh he was setting up Terrence Howard when I heard I mean not when I heard when I saw the pimp back there. When that nigga said when he asked the lady about the pies, best pies in town, I was like, that's the pimp. Like you ain't fooling me, nigga. It's the same guy.
The best
So,
pies in motherfucking Georgia.
yeah, yeah. So that was the only part of it. But like I said, I think we're victims of good writing. We're victims of the great writing we've seen between all these episodes, but then it's just like it's like a nigga sitting down, you asking what happened yesterday. Like, oh nigga, let me tell you. He give you this whole story,
Mm-hmm.
but then you like, but I just seen that nigga at the store the other day. Like he can't lie to you and be like, and then that nigga got shot. You be like, I just seen him buying chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like they have to remind you this is what really happened at the end though.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to them still for amazing writing and amazing story, visual, all of that. But yeah, don't do that no more.
Y'all pissed us off because you're so good at what you do. That's what it is. You pissed us off. We damn near, like I said, it took me a minute because I was so mad that it was the last episode. It took me a minute to attach myself to my emotions of the final episode.
Yeah.
But the him being the preacher angle, I wanted the words to say he was still running numbers in the back. Like I wanted that at least. Like
Okay. Yeah.
the hustler in him ain't just dead.
Right.
But some might argue being a preacher is still being a some might argue that.
Hey.
But man, I don't know. This shit was still great. It's still incredible. This was still an incredible series to me.
So if you were to as a writer and if this was a fictional story, what do you think or where would you take it? Think?
I would take it how I predicted. When I predicted that Chicken Man was gonna start running some kind of business like his baby casinos everywhere and getting this money working under Frank. This is where I thought they were gonna go with it. I thought all of them, everybody that was connected to Chicken Man was going to be under Frank, and Chicken Man's going to be running the Atlanta version, the Atlanta district of what Frank was doing.
Like him becoming a part of the firm, like he's the Atlanta part.
Not not being a part of the firm, you working for Frank. Not so he ain't a big dog. He's just
Okay.
running. He's a big dog for Atlanta, but not on the level of all
The
of
boss.
Clifton Powell and all of them. Not like that.
Okay.
Because you don't really get his hands dirty like that. Like they be killing niggas and they do sell the drugs.
Yeah.
His thing wasn't he wasn't trying to tear down his community with drugs. He like I'm trying to build it up. He's basically giving hope with the casinos and running numbers. Like you got a chance to make money, fucking with me.
He was trying to make Frank one of those people that he collects, pretty much. Like
Yeah,
I know you, and I can use you as to get me places that to go up.
more like being a part of Frank's thing is like the protection of it. I work for Frank. I'm part of Frank's organization. Kind of like what's her name is doing Taraji, but Taraji is burning bodies and fucking moving drugs for Frank. That's different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sure. Because I was like, that's what they made it seem like they were really building a legitimate business at the end. Like they were showing you all like the shovel and all of that, but like these niggas gonna be hiding drugs and bodies in that motherfucker too.
And it's funny because we seen the Black Mayor come around and be a part of it too.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga shaking
Taking
hands,
everybody's. You're like,
shaking
man.
hands and kissing babies. Uh, um, uh, I knew how Don Cheadle was gonna get back in, and I appreciate because it probably didn't happen. I appreciate Don Cheadle taking down that white cop. Give us that victory, man. Like, give us. I like that.
Yeah, because that
Do I
nigga.
think that really happened in the story? No.
Yeah, no. It was for good TV or whatever. Because
Yeah, I loved it.
they could have definitely left that hole in there. Like, what happened to the white cop?
Nah, I wanted that. I needed that.
So Don Cheadle is now IA. He's not a part of being a detective at that precinct or police.
Yeah, he's just internal affairs now.
Okay.
I think he investigates the dirty cops rather than investigating criminals.
Yeah.
I'm like I said, it's dope. I explained my whole ending prediction, and that's how I would have wrote it. But you can't do that with a fiction story. You just can't do it.
Just gotta give him what happened. I think that's why a lot of stories, like if you think about most biopics or true stories, it's just like sometimes they just cut it off before it even ends. They just like
Yeah.
the drama and all of that and kind of like a little bit of the ending, but they don't give you exactly how it ended. You know what I
Would you
mean?
have preferred that? Would you have preferred the cliffhanger angle?
Not the cliffhanger, but like more of like, all right, like we arrested Terrence, like Terrence Howard got arrested and da 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 da, but like don't give me the full ending, like, went home, lived happily ever after.
Right.
I became a preacher, and it's just like, nah, not that. Like, give me kind of the ending, like the mid ending, I guess.
Like you said, him walking in the house was good enough.
Him walking in the house would have been fine for me because he got his wife back. That's cool. He put Terrence Howard in jail. We already know Frank and Taraji working together. That doesn't really mean that he's done with the game. It
Right.
could continue. So that's kind of like a cliffhanger, but not really. It's just like, all right, well, shit, I'm good with that.
Okay. So let me add to the ending. What if we got a scene where, but then that leaves the door open for a part two. If we got a scene where we see Terrence Howard's mom going crazy, she's pissed off because her son got arrested. We see what's his name? David Banner's crew is mad because now they know Frank had something to do with killing him. I also didn't what I didn't like about the ending. Uh, Lamar was Frank's right hand man. Then he just takes the fall for everything. It was just like, well, damn. They was like they said Cadillac and Lamar were the ones who were involved in the robbery. It was like he wasn't part of the scheming of it.
Nah, he was a prison, yeah, he was a victim, just like
Yeah,
was. Yeah.
because the other dude that they had working for him, he turned his gun on Frank, but Lamar was still there with him. Like, nigga, I'm still there with you. But they arrested him like you going down with Cadillac, man. And it was like, well, damn.
Maybe because they know he did murder somebody. Because Frank,
He know. So Don Cheadle knows he killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm saying that the news report said it said he was involved in the robbery. It was like, well, he wasn't in the robbery. No,
Yeah,
he killed some niggas. The robbery was all Cadillac.
that's true. So yeah, I guess this is what's it called? Frank was like, "I'll get you out." Like they didn't say it, but I'm sure Frank was just like, "You'll be out. Don't worry about it."
I'm gonna take care of your family like Chris and the Wire.
Pretty much like, nigga, don't get me out. Don't take care of nothing. You're gonna end up dating my wife or some shit. I got him.
Nigga, what'd you think about Willie Black telling Cadillac that? They get that ass ready. That nigga's
Pretty much. He was just like, nigga, you know what they what's it called? Terrence Howard hit him, but he was just like, nigga, you the one that's a rat. You know what they do to rats. I like the fact that they didn't take it there. That wasn't a true story possibly, but I thought it was going towards like Terrence Howard and him in the back seat trying to come up with a deal to get back together and shit like that. Like, hey, we gotta cop for each other and da da da. I'm glad Willie Black stuck to his guns. Was just like, nigga, fuck you, low key.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You on your own. Like, it ain't no we. It ain't no gotta stick together. It's like, nigga, fade.
That nigga said, you was getting me fitted for a toe tag, nigga, just yesterday. You think I'm finna, like, fuck you, get that ass ready, nigga. We gonna be in jail together. Like, what?
Jail, like, I know how to fight. You know what I mean? It's like, you ain't got no hands.
That nigga said, get your ass ready. You hear what he said?
I was like, I don't remember him saying get your ass ready, but that's hilarious.
That nigga said, get that ass ready. I was like, whoa.
Like, this nigga like, yo, I'm gonna be in jail for a minute, brother. I'm gonna need that.
Don't ever be prepared, nigga.
Wow.
Hey, that's a prison song.
Oh my God.
That nigga trying to get.
I've been so mad at my best friend. Like, nigga,
that nigga said, the fuck? You know what's going on in here. I don't give a fuck about it. I'll beat your ass in here.
No, nigga, I ain't had no love in this many years. Like, nigga, what's that got to do with me? Like, nigga, what?
Nigga.
I've been so annoyed. Like, man, get your punk ass out of here.
That was weird as fuck.
Horrible friend. That nigga, he tried to come back from that nigga said, you stupid. You stupid for coming back. The nigga tried to jump on the gate. Ah! I gotta watch that movie again. That nigga Q-Tip got shot and laid out. Ah! Oh man.
That was a sad movie. That was a good movie.
Hella sad.
Nigga, that shit had us saying click, click for years for no reason.
Oh my God. I ain't seen that movie in years, bro. But that shit.
That nigga threw Fat Joe in front of a train.
I never disliked Fat Joe until that movie, nigga. Like Fat Joe, like always kind of like, he ain't nobody's favorite rapper. But when I seen that nigga, I was like, that nigga's like one of those niggas that you just hate. I hate him like I hate Chuck E from Fresh.
Oh shit!
I hate both of them.
That the same nigga.
Man, it's like that nigga grown up.
In prison song, Fat Joe is Chuck E. It's the same nigga.
Same nigga grown up.
Oh my God.
Like, nigga, leave me alone, bro. Like, we were rapping about me and shit. I'm over here chilling.
Yeah, I gotta watch. We gotta review Prison Song.
Yeah.
But anyways, man, this one is a good one. Kevin Hart, you did your fucking thing. Like I said, that testify shit, that shit was emotional for real.
Yeah.
That shit was emotional for real. Like he was just tapped in. Like he was at the end. Like fuck it. Like I don't. When nigga tell you to testify and I'm about to kill you, yeah, fuck it.
That nigga went all the way in.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was it. Fight night.
Chicken Man lived. Frank lived. We got to the end.
Well, like, share, subscribe, all that shit.
Talk back wherever you there. Let us know how y'all felt about fight night, and hopefully we get more from these people, from the whole clique. I want the whole. Give us a whole nother. But this time, make it up. This time, don't base it on if the true story gonna end with some real life shit. I don't want it. I want drama at the end. I want the hustler to win. Yeah. He won technically, but I wanted him to win in hustling.
Right. All right, y'all. We out.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube and Spotify and follow us on IG and TikTok.